I'm kind of sad to see that music go, or hear it go, I suppose. But, of course, the show must continue, and if you're watching the VOD, there's a chance I cut it out anyway. So, no, that will make sense to you. That being said, well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking. Welcome back to another episode of... Oh god, whenever that thing, like, whenever it corrupts and the connection goes out, it's, very grating to try and hear it, like, stop and start, like a CD that's scratched. My goodness. Anyways, welcome back. Turns out that yep. Bonjour. Hey, hello. Seems like everyone showed up pretty much all at once now. Oh, wow, yeah, everyone's here. A couple seconds ago, like, 2 people, now it's 5. To, to Eli, Johnny, Emily, Fox, and Josh. Alrighty then. I guess I shan't dilly-dally, because actually, yeah, again, this is another major request, and in fact, it came out yesterday. The thumbnail is indeed thumbnailing, in case people haven't seen. As you know, you've seen it. If you're watching the VOD, you'll have seen the thumbnail, so you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I almost lost track of time, actually. We had a family friend over, and for a birthday, and yeah, it was just looked up at the time. I was like, oh wow, I got to make the thumbnail. I got to set up the stream. But there you go. The stream has been set up, and with 1 day of delay because I was streaming on the Butter Bunch yesterday, it is time for us to begin. So Ballet Pops has indeed returned, and as I said in the description, it seems that Juliet really just cannot catch a break. I think I did compliment this series previously on having Juliet be like the prime protagonist, but different Pops. But yeah, I guess that does mean that all the tragedy falls onto her for some reason. So I guess good with the bad in that case. For her specifically. For us, it's just a refreshing change. Not saying that necessarily should continue or shouldn't, but it's just something that's happened so far. But anyway, let's watch it continue, shall we? Without further ado, on with the trigger warning, actually, first. Okay, there's mentions of death, / potential death, and arguments over it in the episode. Okay, well, there you go. Let's say forewarning. To be fair, with the Pop series that we've had so far, most of them even stray away from too much violence. Well, I say most of them. That's mainly the Johnny ones. The Eli ones have sort of like gone back and forth on that matter. So, yeah, fair enough. I guess for the target audience, yeah, there's the warning. Okay, now on with the review. This is entirely fictional setting. If this is going on in your life, please don't be afraid to ask someone you trust for help. Usually with that, there's a good practice is to leave like a phone line or something people can call for support if they feel particularly affected by certain issues. A lot of TV networks will do that, where most of the time it's like their own networks, but obviously there's different charity, different like government support lines, etc., that you would be able to have still. Viewer discretion is advised. Enjoy the video. Yes. Oh my. Okay, yeah. Turning that down. You know, I'm both surprised and not surprised it took this long to get a recital for, you know, the series that's set inside of a ballet school. Or I guess a rehearsal, because it seems like there's not many people there, so it's probably just a rehearsal, a dress rehearsal of that. But yeah, I guess it does make sense, because most of the time it'd be in like practice rooms and such, not on the actual stage. So yeah, fair enough. Good to see they're actually working on something. And that is once again in time with the music. I do believe someone is taking full advantage of what Gacha Life 2 has to offer, and that is always pleasant to see. There you go. That's the cold opening, fair enough. Not when you get opening scenes with no dialogue, but there you are. Fair enough. Great performance, guys. I'm off now. Bye, Abby. Have a great Christmas. I'm assuming that this episode was in production plans for some time. So, yeah, fair enough. What are you guys doing over Christmas? My parents came to watch today, and they were the only shadows in the entire audience. Hmm. Let's imagine that being the end credits. Yeah, it does kind of feel like that, mostly because it was that it was the end of the particular piece. So that's probably why. They're staying in Germany with me for a couple days. Because, by the way, were they like they had to be like faded in or something for the parents, I believe, as well. We're going to Sweden after that, so we have family there. Then on Christmas, we'll go to church in the morning and then have lunch together. That sounds fairly fairly accurate. And I also like the idea that you know, a person who is also from a different country will then decide, okay, we're going to go to see our family in a third place as well, because families do in fact move around. I say that most of the time. I was the family that moved around because yeah, we'd only visit people from either the US or from Spain. Uh, and sometimes the other way around, people would like have mass trips to go out and see us and such. So yeah, fair enough. And also, no worries, KW. You missed a very impressive opening scene and the intro, and that's basically it. Apparently this is the Christmas special, which again I assume was just what was in the writing and the process for it. Which by the way, kudos for sticking to this, Eli, because I know you're in the chat right now. Because yeah, I remember because I was doing my own Christmas special, and every time that Christmas would come and go, I would then stop production on it, and then it's like, okay, well, fine, we'll try again next year, and eventually managed to put everything together. That took 3 years. So again, I applaud the desire to put this out. Obviously, it's not branded as a Christmas special, which I guess is probably the better way here. Unfortunately, my Christmas special, I haven't caught up in the actual season 3 yet to even account for that, so that doesn't even make a much of a difference anyway. But there you go. I like this. My parents came to see me today. Tomorrow we're heading back to Ireland. My parents came. My parents came. I got a rock. Then we have Christmas dinner at my granddad and nana's place. I can't wait to see my family again. Unfortunately, my family couldn't afford to come and watch me. So I guess this was the end of performance, which, I mean, those seats were surprisingly empty. I guess no one got front row tickets. But I'm flying back to Spain soon to spend time with my family. I'm heading back to Berlin with my family later. So someone came to watch me today. And again, the idea that even though some might be local, they're not as or I guess more local than the others, they still have to commute. That again, that tracks. This is a boarding school after all, and Germany is pretty big. And also, if you ask a bunch of a bunch of the I say a few Germans, they will say that Berlin is not the true essence of Germany. So I can neither confirm nor deny that because all I've seen of Germany is Berlin. But there you go. Next time I'm there, I'll try and visit some of the smaller towns. Apparently, it's mostly small towns, so I guess that's probably why they said that. Oh, trying to view with actual. Oh, got it. Okay. In that case, I can see why. Noble sacrifice. Alternatively, of course, the option to like zoom in on the stage itself, so you can see the stage, and then eventually, once they finish, then have like a full shot of the audience, and like hear the claps and such. That's also another way of doing it. But either way, I see the idea then. Oh, my battery is running low, despite because everything's wedged to the side. This table is far too small for the other audio interface. Might have fit it in this time because I wasn't rushing, but there you go. All right. If I magically disconnect, it's because it's gone down to 5% and it hasn't notified me until now. And again. And again. Is my cable broken? I really hope my cable's not broken already. I just got this new cable fairly recently. Either the power's going out. This isn't good. Okay, well, if I disconnect randomly, that's probably what it is. It's the battery this time. It's not giving me what I need. I'll decrease the brightness so it charges faster. It's not working. It's down to 4% now? Oh, no. Okay. Gotta try something. Why is it not going down all the way? Okay, I think I'm back. It's at 1% right now, but it seems to be charging. Okay. All right. Let me just reload the video just in case, and we'll go from there. Hopefully I can edit that out from the original video, but we'll see. Okay, so we got found this plan, this plan. Okay, here we go. All right. Well, I better go. Wait, hold on. Is there supposed to be music here? I can't hear any music anymore. Let me just see. My audio. Yeah, my audio's not working. Okay, it's working now. And we're back up to 4. Okay. Wow, I've the most positive experience on Gacha reviews so far, and it's my own device that decides to ruin it for me. Of course. If nothing goes wrong in the video, something goes wrong with the equipment. Of course, yeah. Sure, cool. Anyways, Romeo's here. I didn't think it was going to be you. Yeah, neither did I, because, yeah, I thought it was from your family, but yeah, alright then. Also cool the other families to actually, like, be in the background so we get to see a little bit of, like, their designs and such. Why, do you think it was going to be a giant teddy bear? No. She thought it was going to be a family. Oh, want to guess? Well, sure, yes, by all means. At least someone can be here when I'm not. I have to load up Discord again because I closed it when I was trying to charge the computer. So once it reactivates, I'll let you in. And yeah, okay, so yeah, Fox said the same thing. Okay, perfect. That's gonna be my family, minus uncle, obviously. I suppose you'd rather me leave then, so your family doesn't catch me with you. I think that's a fair question. Do they disapprove of Juliet's relationships, or is it just like her chosen career path? Because that's what seemed to be the implication last time. I don't remember anyone saying anything about any like romances or such. That usually just seems to be irrelevant to the whole family business thing. Well, I can't really see them around, but to be safe, yeah. Okay, yeah, did we get that? Because I don't remember anything about this before. I mean, these two did just get together, like, right now, so I guess it wouldn't have come up that much. I understand. But before you go, I brought you these. You know, just in case anyone asks why you're holding flowers. Yeah, make up some sort of lie because of that. Merry Christmas. Aw, dankeschön. You're welcome. You did an amazing job on stage today. I liked the performance. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, dankeschön means thank you very much in German. You should have been Clara or the Sugar Plum Fairy. Well, I mean, first years rarely ever get the main parts from what I know, so there you go. There's a potential that the families are both enemies. Oh, okay. I can't remember anything about Romeo's family specifically. I mean, of course. Oh, wait, episode 1. I think that you did cover that briefly, didn't you? I mean, yeah, of course. Like the whole Montague Capulet comparison because they are literally Romeo and Juliet. So I get why they would think that. I just forgot if that was actually introduced or not. Why did the computer is mean to me? I don't know. I also don't know if does Bruno Mars is gay, but I will. I does his have to know at some point. Oh, I think I know what's going on. This hasn't happened for a while, but sometimes when there's background processes for apps, they don't tend to open when you click on them. So I have to go into the task manager, delete that first, and then hopefully Discord should. Yep, yeah, it's loading now. Checking for updates. Update 12 of 15. Jeez. Would have been gone for a few minutes. Well, it's installing 15 updates, so in due time. Next time maybe. Uh-oh, I think I can see my parents. Let them see you with me. Righto, see you later. Bye. I haven't seen anyone say like righto since like 2015 when I said it in a song one time as a Goomba. So he left his name on the tag just to, just in case they happen to discover it. Not exactly the most subtle of people is our Romeo. Hey, honey, we're so proud of you. You did such a good job. You were the best on that stage. You were amazing. I can confirm this is what every parent says to every child. Whether or not it's true or not, I don't know. And it's great to see you again. I've missed you. Me too. Anyway, we better get a move on if we want to get to Berlin before it's too late. Yeah, I can imagine Berlin traffic is not fun. Honey, it's a 6-hour drive. If we leave now, it's going to be late anyway. Well, yes, but the later you leave, the further into the night it's going to be, and the more chance you'll end up in rush hour. So I do get why. Oh yeah, that is true. Silly me. As the cat stuff notices, I forgot. I didn't forget. I just yeah, I pointed out in a previous review. Discord is now a grey screen. Don't know if it's still installing updates or not, but it's chugging, I guess. How's my CPU looking? 53%, not bad at all. Down to 41, okay. Anyway, do you have everything? Did my sound cut out again? No, it didn't. I think this is just a silent moment in the video. Discord, loading. But it probably would say loading. It's that slow at the moment. I'm not sure if that's the right word I was looking for. Probably wasn't. You know what, KW? Forget Discord. I'm just going to send the restream link in the chat. If anyone wants to be the second guest, they can join as well. I'll just do it that way. There you go. It probably already showed up by the time that you're hearing me say this because how the delay works, but oh well. Anyway, they're back at the dorms. Well, go and get them then. We must head off. That was quick. Hi, KW.
Hello! I am here and alive and I do have the stuffies! Woo! I am 100% better! Let's go me! I'm awesome!
You're more alive and healthier than my Discord right now, so that's a good sign.
Yes, indeed.
All right then. Yeah, much like my computer, you've been recovering. All right then. Well, it's great. It's great to have you back for sure.
Yay!
But also,
It's good to
I
be
can just
back.
hear Bon and Junior right now going like, "Don't overstrain your voice. You just recovered, or something."
Drink water, gosh dang it!
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
I have apple juice. Don't worry, I'm gonna keep refreshed.
Yeah. Oh wow, we're skipping directly to Christmas Day. That is one late performance. Either that or we just had like a huge like time skip right now. Yes, I'm one of the top students. That's great, Hans. I'm gonna turn this music down because I can hear the burr, 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 like in both of my ears. Just okay.
Make it stop! Make it stop!
Yeah, I was put into a room with that sound. The sound made me crazy. Anyway,
crazy. I was crazy, you know. It's made me crazy over wherever that meme was. God.
yeah, I don't know where that meme is from, but I can imagine the person
Me
telling that
either!
story. I can imagine that person telling that story to the rats, not acknowledging they're still rats at this point. I don't know. How's your new school, Juliet? I heard it's quite prestigious. Oh, it's good. I'm improving heaps and the teachers are encouraging and helpful. I thought it was gonna be like the the classic like cliche of like, oh, how was school today? It was alright. And then no other details.
or when you're one of those kids who are coming home from elementary school and your mom was like, how's your day? It was fine. What did you learn? Nothing. Really?
Then what am I paying for? / not paying for, it's a public school, depends.
The school lunches.
I suppose, yeah. I'm paying to feed you most likely worse food.
Probably.
Yeah.
I
will say it has depended on the school. I will say my primary school in Spain had pretty good school lunches, all things considered.
Yeah, mine wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I was one of those weird kids who like decided to put ketchup on top of the hamburger buns to eat it. Like I
Interesting. Implying there's more of those kids. I've never heard that in my life before. That's a thing, I guess.
It was.
All right then. And she's learning right near my store. You should start working there.
Oh, of course, the uncle. Or
yeah. What are you in full-time education? You should start working at my store. I can prepare you for when I hand running it over to you. You know, if I were her, I would like take the store from him and then immediately run the business out and just like sell the property.
Yeah, but I don't know how people do it. Going to school and then do like a part-time job or whatever. That would like drive me crazy, all honesty.
Yeah. I mean, that is the situation that a lot of my university friends found themselves in. Especially the ones who were in my musical for the final year. I worked around. I worked around of their work schedules as much as I possibly could.
yeah.
Which at one point got me in trouble with the tutors that I hadn't booked enough rehearsals. And I explained why. I said, "Well, you need to book more rehearsals." Like, well, yeah, my hands are tied right now. I'm not making everyone's livelihoods worse because you're currently berating me for not booking enough rehearsals for a thing that you're barely attending as a tutor to help out with. So, yeah, no, I don't care what you have to say right now.
Yeah, no, like my cousin is doing that. Like she's like working and also doing school stuff and everything. So I'm proud of her. Like, cousin.
Yeah, go cousin, exactly. Shout out to KW's cousin.
Yes! Hashtag go KW's cousin, working not life. Woo!
Mm-hmm. I thought I said working 9 to 5 for a second there. Anyway, but you know she wants to dance instead of running the store. I can take over when the time comes. You are not the oldest born the next generation of the family. She was born exactly one day before you.
Wow!
It's not my fault your mother didn't think to induce labor early. I was actually a premature birth. Well, even better. You know, I imagine in some royal family, if they knew how to induce labor early, they probably would have tried that at some point just to get a firstborn.
Right?
Anyway, yeah. I've got a question of how old Hans is.
Okay, you know
It's a
what's
fair
so
question,
funny?
Hans.
Okay, to be honest, I wasn't supposed to say, well, you're not the oldest part. I thought, well, technically, hey, my mom worked the store, says only the ladies have to run the store before the husband comes in, or I don't know, something weird like that. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because, like, in Minecraft Diaries, it's a similar thing where Gareth was supposed to take over as Lord of Ocassis, and that's why Zane was always pushed away from that, even though Gareth, of course, had no intention of doing so, which is why he went to Phoenix Shop in the first place. And to rub salt in the wound, Zane was sent over to Phoenix Shop once word got out that Gareth was there in order to try and bring him back, despite the fact that he himself wanted to be Lord. Which, you know, you could have thought, like, you know, they could have, like, planned to, I guess, like, fake Gareth's death or something like that. They could have had an idea. I don't know.
Like, oh no, Gareth is dead. Who would take over the? You know what we have Zane, but is he ready?
I guess the drawback to that is that, you know, Zane in Minecraft Diaries is evil and Gareth knows it, so maybe he wouldn't have gone ahead with that. I don't know.
I forgot Zane was actually evil in Minecraft Diaries because he's such a good guy in my streets. Like, you would think, no, he wouldn't be bad in the past, right? He wouldn't be.
Yeah, Zane was very much the Ian of his time, in a few ways.
Oh,
there you go. Yeah, Juliet is 13, Hans is 12. There you are. It would be breaking tradition. I won't allow that. I may be a year younger than her, but I'm just as capable.
Okay, so you still kind of like a traditional guy.
Yeah, we have this argument every time, Robert. Just let her dance. Hans can run the business. Ugh. Nobody in this family understands tradition. You know something? I actually thought of a solution that could be for a future episode. If Juliet's family ever find out that she is that she is a ballet pop, Majesty should just like send the ballet pops on a mission into space, very far away, and then wait for time dilation to kick in, which means that Hans would age up like an extra year above Juliet, and then they come back down. It's like, well, what do you think now? I'm physically younger. Bet you didn't account for that, did you? Thank you, Einstein. The things you learned from Germany.
You know, if you have a problem where someone wants you to follow the family tradition because you're the oldest child, go to space for a year.
Are you a crown prince or princess burdened with royal responsibilities you did not wish upon yourself, with a more capable and more willing younger sibling? Well, have you considered day year trip, the time dilation sensation?
You can have a pool party in space while floating in space. You can have the best treats too and everything, and not care for a world for just 1 year. And then when you call back, you are 1 year younger. Call 555-055-555 for a free promo code for a adventure of a lifetime.
Oh my goodness. That's not what I was planning would be a great solution. I literally just thought of that, so yeah. Use it if you want to.
Can someone make that end of an actual commercial with like
On. Here's the next. That's the next animation for you. The time dilation commercial. Need like 4x3 VHS quality footage and like a synth commercial jingle. There you go. Your mission should choose to accept it. Do you know how many generations we have held this tradition? Did I say the word tradition yet? I'm not sure. 5. How old is the store? Most businesses don't stay in most small businesses do not stay that long for 5 generations to cover them. That is impressive.
Unless he's some famous guy pretending to have a small business, and that's why it keeps running. I don't know.
It's an episode of Undercover Boss. It's like, yes, I'm just like one of you. Except, oh wait, no, it's the opposite of Undercover Boss. It's undercover as a boss. Anyway. We could start a new tradition. No, Juliet will be running the store. And I felt like the presumably like Robert's wife here is just smiling away. It's like, yes, my son is miserable. This is fine. If tradition, Montague will laugh at us and try to ruin our reputation. Okay, then lie. Say that Hans is the oldest.
I was gonna say, like,
is Montague gonna know the difference?
Are you like, well, where is the proof? Show a fake birth certificate.
Yeah, just change the names around in Photoshop or something.
Change the say ID or whatever. I don't know where they live, honestly.
Yeah.
Change the passport.
Honestly, I reckon that Montague would probably laugh more at the fact that they have this tradition in the first place, because they don't go by actual qualifications or willingness, they just go by generation. I feel like Montague would care more about that in theory. And when Montague retires, I bet he's trained his son Rimmer to nitpick at us as well. Again, if they want to nitpick, I would nitpick that first, really, but... Like father, like son, it never changes. Now, niece of mine who wants desperately to change, let's ensure this never changes. I wonder what the problem is here.
Mr. Uncle Sir, do you have a wife? Because if so, there's a thing called procreation. You can have your own child, so that way you can have someone to run the store. You don't need someone else.
I think Hans is his child. I think Hans is Juliet's cousin, from what I'm seeing here. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah. I require to see everyone's birth certificates. Once again, probably. Question: what if I die and start sitting before this child? Whoa! Okay. I mean...
Whoa!
I know I was just like faking someone's death earlier, but we don't necessarily have to go that far. Jeez.
Wait, what if Majesty just have a secret way to revive a Pope that we did not know?
We're one of the best jewelry stores in Germany. Now let me pass on the business to someone who will be worse at the job and make us not the best jewelry store, probably. Known for keeping tradition and keeping old designs. That's actually a terrible business model, because businesses, what they try to do is keep innovating and keep coming up with new ideas to stay fresh and relevant in the market. That's actually a very bad thing bad in practice.
How is this business running? Huh? Like, hey.
This man has not seen Kitchen Nightmares before.
Ow!
I swear, like, half those restaurants, they have not changed the menu in like several decades, and that's one of the main things that Gordon comes on to fix.
No, for sure. Or they just have frozen food, and you're just like...
Well, okay, there's that too. Honestly, I think that's most of them. Like 90% of the restaurants have frozen food to some degree, but half of them
To,
also have the same menu for a long
to
time because the owners are stubborn.
I mean, I think it's good to have frozen food and not frozen food at the same time. Just in case we like run out of stock or whatever for that day or whatever, if it gets like super busy. But that's just my
Hmm.
opinion.
Yeah, I guess I hadn't rethought that. Yes, it's better than to say I guess we're out in theory.
I
I guess you
remember
could
what.
just disclose that and say, okay, run out of fresh ingredients. Would you mind us using our frozen stock from this? It's been stored for like today or from yesterday or something like that. And then people are like,
Like,
oh well, yeah, okay, maybe not, or they'll be like, yeah, sure. But they're like, okay, well, what else is on the menu? Something like that. Yeah, just disclose that to people. That's
like
fine.
honestly, a lot of it's fresh and everything. You're just keeping it frozen for now until the time comes where you need frozen food.
Yeah, it
Like,
shows it shows resourcefulness, of course.
I mean, didn't we
Uh,
have to like frozen meat or whatever, or like, I forgot because actually my grandfather used to hunt a lot, and so I do actually know a lot of things about how to keep meat fresh and everything like that from what my mom told me how they hunted and everything like that. So
oh, fair
so
enough.
I remember like there was something they did with the meat or whatever where it kept fresh for a lot. Like I don't
I
know.
do. Yeah, I do also know that certain foods keep better than others when frozen
Yeah.
or chilled or whatever it might be, refrigerated.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if like you had to like rub it with something or you just keep it frozen or whatever with like certain meat. I don't know. It was something had to do with bison meat. I'll say I saw. I had to ask my mom about that to remember.
Yeah, that's fair. So far, I think more than episodes 3, part 1 and 2. Um, I don't know. I mean, I'm finding that I haven't found any like huge like major faults with it yet. I mean, no more than Uncle Robert in episode 1, obviously.
Mhm.
Um, but I think I preferred like how the adventure was set up and framed and edited last time to this, at least for right now, anyway.
Hmm.
But then again, this is much more low key thing. And the episode is called Tension, so it's not like it's like a huge betrayal or anything, because this is clearly what the episode is mostly about. Which is a different thing for the pops, because we haven't had any by this point they'd be like halfway through a call from Majesty to some degree, so it's a bit of a formula break as well.
Hmm. True.
Romeo might try to make us get along. What if he's tired of us constantly bickering? Nonsense. You don't know Montague and Romeo like I do. Didn't you just assume that Romeo was the anyway?
Turns out he's actually a nice guy, being like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm just gonna let my son still run the store or whatever because I think he is capable of doing so. I don't really care about tradition."
Yeah. Every tiny mistake we make, they will never let us live it down. I
Are
do
you
remember
sure?
that. Yeah, I do remember that in Romeo and Juliet, the Montagues were supposedly, they were old money, so they were much more firmly established than the Capulets were. Although in this case, that doesn't really seem to apply because the Capulets might have gone for 5 generations. So I guess the Capulets originally would have had a much more of a reason to want to try and prove themselves or gain ground from the Montagues in certain ways and whatever. So in that realm, the Montagues being nitpickers makes sense. That is why Juliet would run the store. I don't care what you want to do.
You know she's gonna be eventually becoming a legal adult, right? She could, in all honesty, could shut down your store so she didn't have to run it.
That's why I suggested earlier. It's like, yeah, she could just close the business once it's handed over to her.
Like, do you want her seriously running the store if she keeps wanting to continue to dance and easily just be like, boom, your store is done, shut, nope, no more tradition, no more keeping old things, stuff like that. We're gonna just
Yeah,
sell it off of eBay or whatever. Make it $5 million because it's an old traditional store and someone else will run it.
exactly. Yeah, or if that, if anything, the other major things you could do was actually you know, she's in cahoots with Romeo right now. Just make a massive merger and annoy both the families for the rest of time. Is there any possible way someone else could run it after you? Yes, have you heard of time dilation? If Juliet was to die... There we go!
Wow!
Now that I'm seeing it phrased like this, it kind of implies that we're going to get the whole, you know, Romeo and Juliet try to fake their deaths thing. I mean, which of course in the Shakespeare version does not end well for them, although we are only on episode 4. We're on episode 4 right now, so I don't think it's going to go that far, but it might make them reflect and think, like, supposedly at the end, after seeing Romeo and Juliet's their bodies together, they think like, oh, if the youngsters could, you know, make it work between them, maybe we ourselves, our households, are indeed both alike in dignity, and then they realize, oh yeah, we can just, you know, we could have been anything that we wanted to be, you know, end of Bugsy Malone style. That way, it's still in tradition. We just casually talked about his niece's death like this. If she can die, I suppose that would work. Why not?
The very next day, Juliet.
Your brother died in great tradition, uncle of the year. He's not saying he'd rather her die. He's saying that that would technically still fulfill the criteria. He's not saying, oh yeah, go ahead and do that, you know. Chop, chop, literally. No, don't. That's not what he's saying. Also, I guess it's the trigger warning for discussions of death. This is what we were talking about. Yeah. You want to kill me? No, he doesn't. You are misunderstanding what he is trying to say. Okay, now I found the real fault here. Oh, that's not exactly what I said. You're not helping! I said the only acceptable way for someone else to take over would be if Juliet died. Now just think about the end of Romeo and Juliet, how good it would be if, like, Romeo and Juliet, instead of faking this, like, they got together and they blast off into space. That was the ending. Oh, and then they come back down and the water's moved on, but the Drumsticks captors made it work and they see the legacy of their family. Oh, okay. I've just come up with my Romeo and Juliet space fantasy. All right. Please, just let her dance. No, I've said it a million times why she can't. By the way, you're nice. Congratulations on getting into dance school.
Wait. What would
he doesn't know that. He doesn't have actual control over that. He's just being pushy and mean. He actually doesn't have the authority to do that in any way.
I was gonna say, well, like, he doesn't have control over her niece because technically, you know, she's not, you know, I mean, yes, she is technically blood related to him, but not like a father and mother blood related way.
Yeah, the most that he could probably do is threaten to disinherit her. But then again, she wasn't to do with him anyway, so that's not really much of a threat at this point. Just ask Aaron. Yeah. That's for the heads up. I'll go prepared to keep the tradition. Goes to grab a bottle of poison.
It is literally Romeo and Juliet. This is not considered like the worst trope ever in history or something. I can't remember.
Which is it's kind of interesting because we have yet take over Odette's story from Swan Lake, but now she still gets to live out her own in a way. Juliet really is just hijacking all the ballet pop stories for herself. Your selfishness and stubbornness will be your downfall, Robert. Or your niece's, depends on how she interprets this conversation.
She gets like a poison out. Hey, I got you a special soda drink for you, Uncle, to celebrate your traditions or whatever.
Yeah. I don't care. I'm the only one who understands tradition around here. I don't know if they say they don't understand it. They understand it, they just don't agree with it.
But they just want to make their kids follow their dreams and, you know, be forced upon.
Yeah. We're doing things my way, or else there will be consequences. What consequences?
What?
Do you have?
What?
Does your business have mafia ties or something? Because that's what otherwise
Oh,
what I'm
no.
talking about here.
Oh no! He's the leader of the mafia group! Oh no! Oh no, we're going into misfits! Oh no!
Well, it's still a relative, I suppose. It is a bit of a connection, yeah. I can't do this. I mean, it's fine. You're like 13. You have 5 more years before you're even a legal adult. So, who cares? This is like way in the future. See, now look what you've done.
Oh my god!
You've upset her. Go and apologize now. Insert insert Doki Doki Sayori scene here. I was just stating my views. We can't have free speech. According to you, no, because everyone else is
Wow!
speaking freely and you don't like it. Not when it's about death. It's a sensitive topic. Fine, but it doesn't change my stance on the matter.
Should.
Potentially, yeah. How could he say that? Again, he's speaking hypothetically here. Like, I can't die. Just because I want to dance. I mean, you wouldn't be able to if you died, so don't do it. Don't actually do it. Jeez.
I mean, if you come back as a ghost, I guess that counts, but I mean,
Oh no, my microphone changed.
oh no! He sounds like you're underwater, like in a submarine or something.
This is my death. I've I drowned. That's how I go.
Rip Jacob Butter. May you rest in peace. And stuff like that.
Okay,
Ghost
there we go, we're
ballerina.
back.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew what the problem was this time. The group is still happening.
Oh.
Ghost ballerina. That'd be a good plot episode, by the way. A ghost ballerina. You know, that's just haunting some studio. Your parents want me to apologize to you.
Oh, really?
But
I
say,
wonder
who are
why.
these flowers from on the table here? We're going to make peace right now until I turn around and see the flowers, which have been marked by the person who actively knows not to identify themselves. Ah! Phantom of the Opera type thing. I mean, well, the Phantom wasn't an actual Phantom, so not really. This would be more like a situation like there's an actual ghost ballerina who, I don't know, had some sort of accident in like an old studio or something, or part of the school. You know, like every school has like a school ghost legend to some extent. Yeah, basically that one.
Oh god, I got like a reel for like the sequel to apart for like one of the songs or whatever, and I'm just like, what is happening here? I thought the Phantom died or something like that. And so I scrolled through the comments or whatever, and I found out like the truth what the sequel was all about, and I'm just like,
oh, it's about Love Never
what?
Dies.
Yeah, Love Never Dies. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Mostly because I've watched the Nostalgia Critic review, but yes.
Oh,
Parents?
yeah. Isn't there like a movie of Love Never Dies?
I don't think so. I'm saying there's a view of Phantom of the Opera that Nostalgia Critic did, and then mentioned Love Never Dies as a concept.
Yeah. A lot of people say Love Never Dies is basically a fan fiction.
Well, I mean, yeah, it is.
Oh, really? Is it? I have to look this up now.
Well, okay. Well, technically speaking, I guess it would be, because I mean, sure, you can have like different adaptations or something. I guess Andrew Lloyd Webber owns the copyright of his adaptation rather than the original Gaston Leroux novel. But I feel like that counts as a as a fan sequel, considering it has no other basis from the original source material.
Fair enough. Yeah, that makes sense. It's kind of
Fun
like
fact-
when. Oh, go on.
Fun fact: apparently, the Phantom's name is Eric.
Eric.
Yeah, reason being, when you know how like we think of our specific like fancy French names or something for characters, and we use them like their exotic names. It's like that, but the reverse, because everyone is French, of course. So yeah, Eric was kind of exotic at the time.
Oh God, why is that such a? Oh, I could think of it as imagining him looking like Prince Eric from the Little Mermaid.
I can think of like Eric Morecambe, which, oh my goodness, Eric Morecambe as the Phantom of the Opera. Why did they never do that? Morecambe and Wise should have done that when they were working. Wow, that's actually pretty good. That's amazing. Oh, thank you for the donation, Ghosty. It's not often fanfiction becomes canon, otherwise it's pure fanfiction and be hated. So it's like the cursed child in a sense.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that was literally like the. Nobody likes the cursed child because of so many plot holes. Like I even like watched that movie later about talking about how many plot holes there were. I was like, oh my god! I thought it was only the time turner, but no.
The time turner is certainly the most egregious of them, and the one that comes up most often. But yeah, there's some other things that might not be called plot holes per se, but are definitely things that should not have happened. Like people acting very out of character.
like the daughter, like.
I was thinking more of a case of like, Cedric being such a sore loser, he turns into a Death Eater.
That too.
I've been humiliated. Oh wow, I guess. How dare you? Okay, come here, Neville. Pew pew. Like
what? How did he's so
Poor
sorry.
Cedric. Poor Cedric. You think that Voldemort would be the worst massacre that he suffered, but no, apparently wasn't.
Wow.
Oh dear.
Here's an interesting question. What happened if Harry died that wasn't Voldemort? That's my question.
That's more of a question for like the entire Harry Potter franchise versus the rest of versus like just Cursed Child.
Right. No, yeah. I was just curious because apparently Harry was supposed to die by Voldemort, but what happened if he didn't die by Voldemort? Like,
I mean, if that were even possible, because the prophecy does say either must die at the hand of the other, which I guess means that if it was going to happen, it would have to be by Voldemort, which I guess means that Harry was kind of immortal for most of the time. When you think about it, he spent 11 years of his life utterly immortal and never finding out about it.
What?
That's a lot of power. I remember watching a movie. I don't know what it was called, but it was a movie where there's like this group of kids who all find out from this witch how they're going to die. They see in their eyes how it's going to happen, and the main character. The main character, we don't see what he sees, but we see his reaction. Like, oh, so that's how it's going to happen. So he spends the rest of his life as he grows up and goes through a bunch of different adventures, all with the knowledge that he is not going to die from those certain things, and therefore with absolute certainty that things are going to work out for him.
What?
Yeah. At one point, it's like, oh, there's a giant terrorizing the village. Yeah, it's fine. I'll go and have a chat. Why not? Turns out, of course, the giant was nice. But yeah, gets to keep the city from it.
Wow. I don't understand how prophecies work, man. I usually try to avoid those because I'm like, it would make like a character immortal, but
yeah, I've over the years I've gone off the idea of chosen one stories because I like the idea of a protagonist, more so through their own desires and actions, deciding to rise to the occasion or try their own hand at things. They might not even be the most powerful. They might just they might just be the most
Nope.
cunning, or think of something specific. Like, yeah, that's what I
That's what I'm literally trying to do right now, is trying to make like the story of Misfits right now, like where Amiya still is flawed every step of the way, even though she is like a good fighter or whatever. Like I try to find like the balance for that.
Yeah, it's kind of it's also what I was trying to do with Erica in Overwatch Academy. You know, she's not some big chosen one or anything. She's not going to find she's going to have some sort of like hidden power, makes her the most powerful witch or something like that. No, if anything, she's got to hone much more magic than anyone else, because she wasn't born to a magical family, so she has those powers, but they're much more hidden down. She's got to be smarter about it. And she's just a random person, trying to give back because she survived a catastrophe and wants to, make sure others don't suffer the same fate as her. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, Amiya's good at being a mafioso assassin, but that doesn't mean she had made mistakes. Like,
oh, she's made mistakes, all right. I can vouch for that one.
Oh yeah, my brother threatened me to tell me I need to leave the city a certain amount of time, but my friends kept telling me I need to stay in the city. So it's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah, my friends that I just met and moved into like a couple of days ago at this point, I better stay for them.
And all
if I just told them that I was, under threat right now, they probably would be like, okay, we're gonna at least hide you or something.
just like stay in the hidden part, we're gonna like fake her death or something like that. So like, your brother would have find you and everything. I never gonna stop it. Yeah, not
Yeah.
Everyone's like, no, no.
We'll find some way for your brother not to do the equivalent of Plankton controlling SpongeBob's brain in that one episode.
Oh, I forgot about that episode. Honestly, I think I forgot it because I think when I first watched it, I freaked the heck out of it. I was like, wait, what? Plankton is controlling him inside of his brain? Wait, what?
And I guess that made it into your brain, because that was what you decided was the horrific twist of fate, I suppose.
Guys, just read the book.
That's all. Yeah, that or bloodbending.
Oh no, I hate bloodbending so much, and literally it freaked me out. I think I had literal nightmares. So, like, you thought it was a kids show when you watched Avatar and Korra? No, it ain't. Once you watch those bloodbending episodes, you realize they can get dark.
I mean, I feel like after they discovered the first Fire Nation ship and they find out about the 100 Years War, I feel like that was the point where it stopped being a kids show, personally. But I mean,
I guess they'll figure out that Aang is the last airbender when they go to the air temple. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, he's the chosen one, not really, but he can't run in the circle and can't give up to several people because of poor depth perception. Well, I guess he won't be chasing his own tail anytime soon, because he can't see it.
Anyways, we have run long enough, right? I feel like it's been like 5 minutes.
Yeah. it's more like 15. Anyway, my parents, so saying that, or do you mean it? I'm sorry my views upset you. I sincerely regret that you felt that way.
I'm staring at these pretty flowers while I say I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you look like slightly further down, then that's it for them. It's just my opinion on things. Your opinion would be that Your opinion would that it would be better I die, which is not what he said again. Is my life meaner to you? No! You're the firstborn. Your life holds more meaning to me than anyone else. No, you're just making the wrong choices in life. Come on.
Wow! Wow!
Mhm.
Can we
Wrong
get a claps in the
choices.
chat for the worst uncle in the world? Can we get a claps in the chat for that?
Yeah, I mean, he's I wouldn't say he's putting Uncle Vernon to shame, but he's competing with him at least. You know.
He is definitely.
Hmm. By the way, just curious, who are the flowers from? Read the tag.
Why is there such weird creepy music going on in the background? Is there going to be some like death battle that's going to happen between the uncle and the niece?
It's because he's about to discover the flowers. That's why.
I guess so.
It's an interesting Christmas present. You really don't see who it's from. That sounds like you're hiding something. I'm family. You should tell me these things.
The uncle of the year award goes to definitely not Robert. Congratulations, definitely not Robert. You won the uncle of the year award.
That sounds like a ripoff of Totally Not Mark.
Totally not.
Yeah, no, you really don't see who it's from. It will be better that way. You're not being respectful if you check. Family should be allowed to. I'm going to see who it's from. Don't hide things from me.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah. Romeo? You mean the person who handed you those same flowers that could have just said it was from him?
Why
rather than have a
are
tag
you
with his name on
going
it?
in her dresser?
Yeah. That's a fair question. Is it me or was the one who was freaked out by the realistic pencils with the Gacha hands?
Wow.
Also, that ring is way larger than that. I think it was meant to be a ring, but that's way larger than the uncle's hands. And that's supposed to be a bracelet or something. Uncle, stop! That's my personal stuff! You're dating Montague's son! How could you betray us like that? Romeo is our enemy! This is where you find out that he's like the Hawkmoth figure this whole time.
Oh my god.
That's why the actions have consequences. Because he actually secretly has powers. Uncle, he loves me and I love him.
I'll be right back.
Oh, I was right! He wants us to combine our businesses. Like I said, a merger. Just, and roll the family for generations. Yeah.
Jacob, blessed a chance for his future prediction. Let's go.
No, it's a different Romeo. It happens to look a lot like the Montague's Romeo. Yeah, if it hadn't been for the picture, that actually would have been a solid defense. Which is unfortunate, you have to keep a picture there. Which I guess, is good preparation in terms of Eli's planning, because otherwise that could have been a very good escape from this situation. Nonsense. He's using you. He wants to combine our business so he owns us. That depends on the deal behind the merger. There's always boards of directors and, shares to be considered in all these different things. So really, it could be really much more of a partnership. You don't know that. I have known them longer than you. I know Montague's tricks. It's better that you leave him.
I'm sorry.
I can't do that.
Don't leave me.
Well, don't set him warn you when he reveals that he was using you. Who are these? They're my friends from school. What else? You're dating all of these girls as well? No,
You're bisexual?
Once again, According to the rules of shipping, you share a screen time with anyone, that means you are a potential couple. Therefore, you must be dating everyone in these photographs.
Oh my god, I would never finding out that someone was a Sonic and Shadow the Hedgehog shipper, and I was just like, you know they're rivals, right?
But yeah, that's enemies to lovers or all that stuff. Yeah, that
Yeah.
happens. Partnership and the peppers in this burrito are making my face burn. Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, well, there you go. So I was saying that partnership to the something I said before about the merger. Yeah. Why do they look familiar? I don't know. I guess you just see them around. Is the uncle the only person who's ever able to identify like the pops by their transformed state? Like he just
no.
like sees. He just like sees through the disguise of whatever magic like withholds entities. He's a clear-sighted mortal. That's what I guess. That's what he would be in this situation for all those Percy Jackson fans out there.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? That would actually be a very interesting like antagonist for a Rick Riordan story. A mortal who uses their clear-sightedness not for good purposes.
Oh, true. Someone contact Rick Riordan!
It was somewhere near my store, but they looked different. And they had hair matching the color of their clothes. Not only does he have clear sightedness, he has eidetic memory. Jeez. I once had a crush on Montague's wife back when I was your age, and she used me. That's how I know. That would be a good backstory.
Oh, that would. Oh,
I was my mum would leave me alone in a room with you. You can go through my stuff. That's how it works, I guess. We have sensed a connection to the pops. That this is from the previous episode. I do not know what a pop is. I genuinely don't know what you're on about. I guess again, used to see like any other pop groups, not just the ballet ones specifically. If you want work in matches and make rings, why not join us?
Oh yeah, there's me if I was a pirate. Pirate me.
Oh yeah. Actually, yeah, pretty much. they just stand there and wait. It's like, oh, that's not all the time. If you want your jewelry back, then tell us more. What?
Uh-oh. Oh, Jacob's gone. Jacob is gone, guys. Oh no. Guys, check out my latest book talk episode about Modern Instruments, Book 1, Seed of O's. Yeah. Oh wait, Jacob's back. Of course, after the live stream, of course, guys, watch Jacob's live stream. Give him a bunch of likes and stuff like that before you go watch mine.
I'm
crap.
back. I'm still here.
Woo!
My microphone and camera stopped working both at the same time.
Oh no!
And I forgot that Rooster makes me a disembodied voice if I don't stay around. So there's that. Hey, sir. They're all. You're one of. A part of. You're a ballet pop.
Dun dun dun!
All right. And now enjoy the black screen for a bit as I give further thoughts. First of all, I mean that I would love to say that was like from a technical standpoint, that cliffhanger was executed perfectly. Like you actually like you managed to use the shots as well as the speech bubbles to really convey how he's recording all this stuff. You put all the flashbacks together. The music was a little bit loud, but it was actually a very apt choice. And I'm impressed like how he was able to put all that stuff together, really, but also kind of shows the proof that Majesty really should invest in Mars. That's an issue for the Pops as a whole, not your series specifically. I would say all those things were it not for the fact that it seems like the uncle, again, he holds no real power. He's essentially like, I know he's a bully and he's got into the family's heads about everything, but it seems like none of the family even have like that much respect for him left. So it seems like he lost that power and influence he would have had a long time ago. Well, at least long enough to enroll Juliet in the ballet school in the first place, so there's that. But yeah, regardless of that, it really comes down to Romeo's stupidity in a way. If he hadn't signed his name on the flowers, he would never have tried to go after this. And I am reminded of the time that that Hawkmoth actually discovered Cat Noir's entity, the fact that it was his own son at one point, which of course was erased in the time anyway, but it still kind of happened, except for there, it had actual consequences because like there was because he actually did have powers. In this case, the uncle is again just some guy, and in 5 years he'll lose all power and influence. It's like he's even like paying her tuition or anything, because if he were, he would know where the money is going to. So again, he has nothing to do with anything.
I think Hogmog discovered it twice, but then the past got erased. I'm not sure. I have to double check on that information.
Who was just cosplaying. There's that too. Who was the best character in this episode, Juliet or Robert? Neither one. They're both idiots. One of them can't tell the difference between a hypothetical and a request, I suppose, and the other one is still doesn't seem to realize how much of a laughing stock they actually are. So yeah, as far as the tension goes, it seems like neither one of them really, again, should be able to execute this power. I guess you have to talk about, I guess it's because of all years of history and, generational trauma and such. But I don't know, there's just something missing there with how Robert is portrayed that really doesn't show that they even need to listen to him in any sort of way. Or be inclined to do so.
But it was really interesting. I honestly really like that plot twist where he has put two things together about her life, like her being a pop and her dating Romeo and stuff like that. I really like that. It was a really different and interesting, and like, it kind of honestly makes me excited to see more. Like, this is like probably the first Pops episode that wants me to want to know what happens next.
There you go. The cliffhanger worked.
Yeah, it worked on me. Like, I'm like, oh, he figured out she's a Pop. Oh, what's gonna happen now? Like, I wanted to know more.
Yeah, my guess would be that because of he knows, because of his prior connection or threat from the Star Tribe, is gonna somehow betray that information or threaten to do so. This might be the only time he's actually been able to gain leverage over Juliet. Maybe that's how he's gonna say break up with Romeo or something like that. Which hopefully, since Romeo also knows about the Pops, he is not going to be to have that secret kept, and so he won't have a whole like library. But then again, I can only hope. I think my favorite scene though probably has to be like the opening recital. Audience notwithstanding, I do love seeing how, again, I presumably Gacha Life 2 gets to be used in order to make these dance sequences. I have seen a few gachas back in the day that were based off of ballets, but most of the time they kept the original music, but they didn't actually have the dancing. They just had the people's actions and going about as if it was just acting. They gave them dialogue and such, which is a different approach, of course. But I guess up until now, I haven't really had much of a chance in order to make something like this, aside from rigorous and tedious process in Live 2D. and I'm grateful for the fact that we don't have to do that anymore. So I guess I guess there you have it. Again, I thought
Wow.
the best like starting point from all the episodes, and yeah, it is a good formula break to have those so they don't have to fight in every single episode, I suppose. You know, sometimes the antagonistic force happens to be within your own family. Then you don't want to deal with that with, you know, using your powers and such.
Yeah.
I will say though, as a solution to that, Majesty does currently have the power to wipe memories, I'm pretty sure. So this might not last for that long. But it might be one more episode before that happens.
Yeah. Who knows? We just have to wait to see what happens next, I guess.
Yeah, and then maybe we'll get other episodes to do with some of the other pops. Because again, I like how Juliet is definitely the main character from this series. However, it's getting to the point now where it seems like the other pops are being sidelined much more than they probably should be. Like, you know, I think each of them probably should have like at least one episode to really emphasize them, or maybe share a bit more of screen time in their own plots where they support each other. Something along those lines, just to again reiterate how important they are as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. That's probably for somewhere down the line. Of course, you know, this cliffhanger's got to pay off first before any of that happens.
Right.
Yeah, not bad for a possibly could have been Christmas special rather than an episode 4 and numbered as such.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is that.
I give it a 8.5 out of 10 because I rate these, even though Jacob doesn't really rate these.
Yep. And as such, I'm not going to give a rating. I'm just going to end the video. So thanks everyone for watching. Please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. Subscribe to us already. And on that note,
Jacob,